Make sure you're private messaging my name, not the one in purple, because I can't open the chat with that one right now for some reason. So in the chat, what are we working with? What is our big project about right now? Awesome, Demaria, yes. In the chat, what are we? Yes, Demira, I'm getting lots of great answers. What are we so excited about math right now? Oh, great, Landon and Naha and Kaylee. Wonderful, Asia. Okay, so I know y'all can't see them, so I'm gonna ask these people to take themselves off of mute and just share what they typed in the chat. If you're not feeling super comfortable unmuting yourself, that's totally fine. So Asia, what was the thing that you told me we were working on that you started learning about yesterday?
I know what it is, but I just can't pronounce the word.
Yeah, you totally spelled it right and everything. The coordinate plane. Excellent, Asia. That was awesome. Thank you. Landon, I want you to add on to that too. You added on to not just the coordinate plane, but what else?
Y and X axis.
Whoa, yes, the X and Y axis. Do you know what we have to do when we say X and Y axis, guys? Oh, Colin knows, Layla knows, yes. So let's do X axis first. X axis first, guys. X axis. So I know you know our X axis goes across the bottom. It goes straight across like this. Yes, awesome. All right, let's do our Y axis now. Great job. So we know our y-axis goes vertical, straight up and down. Great job. So some of you forgot our amazing dance moves yesterday when you were doing your Nearpod. You're like, oh, I don't remember. I think this is the X. I think this is the Y. Or maybe you got confused with all the new information. Even with coordinate planes, our x-axis is going to stay horizontal and our y-axis is going to stay vertical forever and ever. It's always going to be X and Y. So make sure you remember those super cool dance moves whenever you're working with the axes. Okay, and now, Harlem, if you don't mind, can you let us know that big thing that we're super excited about that we are using coordinate planes and X and Y axes for? Maybe. All right, maybe not. That's totally fine. My next person, Samira. What are we using the coordinate plane and X and Y axes for? What are we working with?
To control the drones and make sure they go to the house and drop the mail.
Yes, we are going to be working with drones, and you will be writing and recording directions for these drones so they can deliver packages. And Demario, you had a super specific answer. I appreciate that. Demario, you take yourself off of mute and let people know the specific thing we are working on today.
The map of Havelock.
Yes, I am so impressed. We are working with the map of Havelock starting today so that we can know where everything is on the map, which is on the coordinate plane, so that we can write those directions for the drones and work with the coordinate plane to help the drones deliver those packages. Awesome job connecting the dots, guys. You are doing amazing. So I originally was going to show you, I was going to write on my whiteboard. I'm going to attempt to do it on my computer because my iPad's not letting me right now. But I just wanted to do a super quick review of what you learned yesterday. You watched a video for me teaching, and then you did a Nearpod. I had pretty good participation in that Nearpod. I was very proud of you. However, I just want to review because it looked like some people got a little confused. Hold on, I'm pulling up this whiteboard, and y'all are gonna have to forgive my terrible, terrible drawing that I'm about to do for you because I'm using my laptop. So let's say we have, all right, I have a line that's going up and down. What would you call this? What would you call it? If it's, oh, I see Samira's doing the movement. Excellent. Thanks, Landon. Oh, I got a lot of people. All right, everyone take yourselves off of mute right now in 3, 2, 1. What is it, guys?
Y-axis.
Yes. All right, put yourselves back on mute so we can all hear each other when we speak. Thank you. Yes, the y-axis. Great job. Okay, now, next thing. Oh, what's this one? I see the movements. All right, everyone's going to take themselves off of mute in 3, 2, 1. What is it?
X-axis.
Yes, I'm so impressed. X-axis. Awesome job. Okay, and so you saw that there were these lovely lines that went up and across, so it made a grid. I'm not going to go all the way across just for time's sake. So I'm going to label this my X, and I'm going to label this my Y. And then we had some numbers. Like this is 1, 2. You can giggle at my handwriting right now. It's totally fine. 4. And then you had lines that went across. I'm going to change my color over here. And I'm going to redraw this line right here. This is my y-axis is blue. Blue. I feel like one of those Khan Academy guys that's talking while I'm writing. Does it seem like I'm a Khan Academy person? Okay, and oh, let's keep ourselves on mute. Thank you so much. And I'm going to number the y-axis as well. And so you had some points on those axes that you had to identify. So I'm going to draw a point that is right here. Nice bright yellow point. And then you were asked to identify that point. And when we identify that point, we have to say the coordinates. And so basically, we're going to say the number that it matches on the x-axis and the number that it matches on the y-axis. And we always have to do the x-axis first. A lot of you got mixed up yesterday. You were doing the y-axis first. So if the x-axis always comes first, and I'm going to draw those parentheses, remember, and the numbers go inside right there. If the x-axis always comes first, you can put this in the chat to me, or you can hold up with your hand the numbers, and I'll look through. What number does that point line up with on the x-axis? Show me with your fingers, write it in the chat, just the x-axis right now, guys. Thanks, Reagan. Thanks, Elliot, Landon, Kaylee. All right, I haven't seen anybody hold up. Oh, I'm seeing some numbers now. Thanks, Naha. Yeah, I'm seeing some great numbers with your fingers. Totally. Okay, Fumi, will you take yourself off of mute and tell me what number this point lines up with on the x-axis?
4.
Yes, you got it, girl. 4. So my first coordinate is 4 because here's my x-axis. My yellow dot lines up, or my yellow point, I should say, math vocabulary, lines up with that 4. So then my y-axis obviously comes next because that's all I have left. Sergio's already on it. Yes. Awesome. Sergio, take yourself off of mute. What is our y coordinate?
2.
2. You're a rock star. Total rock star, guys. I knew you knew this stuff. Y'all just maybe weren't putting it in the Nearpod yesterday. Oh, and Kaylee wants to point out, I haven't marked the origin. Totally, yes. Could somebody tell me what the origin is? Raise your blue hands for this one. What is the origin? Where would I mark it? All right, Genesis, go ahead, girlfriend.
You will mark it under the 1.
Yes, right here under the 1. The origin, that's where it originates. Definitely. So technically this is going to be a 0. A 0, 0. Wonderful. That's our origin. Thanks for reminding me of that. Okay, so now that I've reviewed yesterday, on to what Demario was telling us about the map of Havelock. So, in order to do the map of Havelock, I have a couple of super quick things that I want to talk with you about so that you can do the map. Because again, we're working with coordinate planes. We just got to make sure we understand what to do with shapes on the coordinate planes before we start in with our project, just so you know we don't have to do it over again and we get it done right. So today is Thursday, and Lily D, I'm going to just call you out, and you can totally shut it down. You don't have to. I just know you're brave. Would you mind reading our essential question? You can shake your head no if you don't want to. Okay, that's totally fine. All right. Haley, sweetheart, would you read our essential question, please?
How are coordinate grids used to display and represent real-world math problems?
Excellent. Thank you, Haley. Everyone give Haley a round of applause. Wonderful job. So, yeah, we're totally working with real-world math problems, obviously. Amazon, Havelock, totally. So we're going to create a map of Havelock. This is going to be used to map out your deliveries, and we have to map out the shapes. Has anyone ever seen an aerial photo, like where a helicopter was over top of a city and they took a picture down? You know, you can't see the front of the building, you just see the tops of the building. So you just kind of see the outlines of the shapes. So that's kind of what we're going to be working with today. So I have just a couple of quick examples of what we might have to do. So a building was in the shape of a rectangle. We have a lot of rectangular buildings in the world. And 3 of the vertices, ooh, that word is bolded and underlined. I'm gonna call on someone. What is a vertice or a vertex? Does anybody remember from geometry? What is a vertice or vertex? Notice that the problem says there are 3 of them. What do we have 3 of on our coordinate grid? Do we have any thoughts, possibilities? All right, Kami, give it a go.
Vertices are the plots of land that we already have on the grid, and the vertex is talking about just one of those vertices. So because there's 3 vertices, but there's one more that we have to plot, which is down here. They're just calling the one singular one vertex, and it's asking us where we should plot it.
Totally, yes, awesome, thank you. I love Kami pointed out that vertices means it's plural, there's more than one. Vertex is the singular, which is just one. So the vertex are these, or the vertices I should say, are these dots right here, and they are the corners of the shape that we're talking about, where the 2 lines meet. So we have to figure out, like Kami said, the last vertex, and the shape is, oops, let me go back, no, go back. I told you, me and technology. We're having fun this morning, but it's okay. We're gonna persevere. And 3, 2, 1. We're back. We're back online, guys. So, and we're gonna be on this problem. So if this is going to make a rectangle, we need to figure out where that last corner goes. So in the chat, I want you to list the coordinate pair. So the X and the Y coordinate together. Remember how I wrote them in parentheses with a comma in between them? Remember the X goes first and then the Y. So in the chat, if you could write that coordinate pair, what you think where does that point need to go to finish this rectangle? Remember, X axis first. Go across the X and then up the Y. Thanks, Colin, for writing out which numbers go with which coordinate. Totally. And I'm having my same friends that keep responding in the chat. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Colin, I haven't had you speak out, so if you don't mind, would you go ahead and share with everybody where on the coordinate plane you think the vertex goes?
Where I think it goes on the vertex is at the 7 for the X and the 4 on the Y-axis, because right there it would be equal, making it a rectangle.
Awesome.
Instead of putting it like 8, 4, it would be uneven.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Colin. That was great. So he said 7 on the x-axis. So I know this line across is my x-axis. I found my 7. And then he said 4 on the y-axis. So I'm going to go up until I line up with that 4 over here on the y-axis. And I totally see what he's talking about and why he wants that point. Oh, man. Undo. I'm having those same issues y'all were when you had to move the circles last time. Stop. All right. I'm just gonna move it with my arrow keys. There you go. I know it's a little wonky, but y'all get the picture. So, and I love that he said because it has to go there to make the sides even. He was pointing out what we know about rectangles is that the 2 sides are equal and even, and then the 2 horizontal lines are equal and even. That's what we know about rectangles. So thanks for pointing that out, Colin, because we're definitely going to have to use that for our next one. We have to think about the shape. So this next one, again, we're thinking about maps. So we're thinking about this neighborhood, and it says 5 friends live in the same neighborhood. And so I have some of their locations marked on here, and we need to figure out where that 5th friend might live. Which of the following could be the coordinate of the 5th friend's house? Here's the catch. It forms a trapezoid. What do we know about a trapezoid? Notice I bolded and underlined that. So we have to dig back to all of our brain knowledge about geometry and what is a trapezoid. If you could raise your hand, and I'm getting some stuff in the chat, which is awesome. So we know it's a shape, totally. Awesome. All right, so it sounds like I need to kind of refresh our memories of what a trapezoid is. So a trapezoid has 1 pair of parallel lines. It has 4 vertices, so it has 4 corners. It doesn't mean it only has 4 points. It has 4 corners. It has 4 edges, which is the lines. And then it is also quadrilateral. Quad means 4. Remember, we have quadrants. So this last point is going to have to be moved. I'm going to let you know this one right here. right here, because this is a toughie. So you can kind of see where the trapezoid lines up like that. That looks like a familiar shape. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip to your assignment today for the directions because I'm running out of time. So in Echo, you are going to make a copy of the slides by clicking here. You're gonna drag and drop the shapes so the corners line up on the points that are listed, making sure the color matches. So I'm going to open this up. This is going to be the assignment that you have. And notice that this table right here, this blue color matches that square on the side. So that square is for Cherry Point. So you are going to, and I'm going to have to pause, and I will be right back.
So right now you guys are just waiting for Miss Chalfont to return, but this is a great time to go ahead and log into Echo and make sure that you can access the assignment. And if any of you are having problems, please make sure you stay after the math lesson is officially over, so that you can get clarification from Ms. Chalfont on what you need to do. Or so that she can help you to be able to either access the assignment or help you know like how to edit it, or maybe it's even like sharing your slides, that type of thing. So there's a couple people with their hand raised. I can try to answer your questions while we wait. If not, I'll just keep your hand raised and Ms. Chalfont will know that she needs to address it. So Lena, I see you first.
Hey, sorry, Ms. Chalfont had an emergency, but I am back now. So thank you for your patience. As I was saying, the blue right here matches the blue of this rectangle. So you have these coordinates listed in that same color, and those are going to be your vertices. So 0, 2 is going to be one of these corners right here. You're not gonna have to change the way the shape is. So this shape is going to go directly up and down somewhere on this map. I'm not saying that's the correct location. I'm just putting it on the map. So you will drag and drop them where they belong based on, you're gonna make each of the corners line up with each of those points. So can I have someone tell me what is this red shape? Raise your hand or put it in the chat. What is the building for this red shape? I know some of y'all love this place. Thanks, Joshua. Yes, Joshua said McDonald's. Woo, yes, that's McDonald's. So once you have placed McDonald's wherever it belongs, I'm just going to randomly say it goes here. Again, you have to make sure you use the coordinates and line them up. Yes, I know y'all are excited about McDonald's. That's great. Notice that the directions right here say once you have placed the shapes, create text boxes and place them over each shape to label them. So once you get done, it's going to look kind of like this. Not exactly though, but in the sense that you're gonna have the shape and then you're gonna have the label of the store. So here are like the vertices, and then you have the name of the store right there. Again, everything is listed in the directions, the order that you should do it. So once you have labeled everything and created text boxes and drag the shapes where they go, you're gonna hit that play button at the top right-hand corner, like you're gonna play the presentation, so that the screen takes up the whole iPad, and then you're gonna take a screenshot of your completed work. You're gonna do that for just this slide. All I need is the screenshot of this slide getting played. And then you're gonna upload that screenshot as an attachment into Echo. And if you're not sure of how to do that, you can click here, and watch that video, and then you're gonna submit your work. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. I see I have some hands up. So if you had your hand up previously from a question, if you could please lower it. If you have a question now, make sure your hand's up. Do not leave yet, because some people might have a question that might come up for you later. So don't leave yet. I'll let you know when you can be dismissed. Okay, so Cullen, yes, sir. What's your question?
So for the assignment, do we have to put it like at the actual ones? Like, so I would have to put it at 0, 2, or would I have to put it at all of them?
So you have 4 different points that are listed next to it, and those 4 different points should line up with the 4 corners of the shape. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, good question. Kaylee, do you have a question, hun? No? Okay. Elliot, do you have a question, hun?
It's not mostly a question, it's more of like something it's saying. I think I on accident maybe already did something like this.
Okay.
I think
So
I
go back
did
in.
this.
All right, so go back and check it and make sure that you have followed the directions, especially now since we've kind of gone over things. Make sure.
So mostly since I already I didn't mean to do it. I thought we were supposed to do it already.
That's okay, Elliot. So I'm going to pause you, and we can talk about this when it's just me and you. But while I still have the whole class here, I want people to ask questions, okay? Joshua, yes, sir.
So I have halfway done the activity already, but on the gas station, I think it's kind of messed up.
Okay, so you stay with me.
The first 2 are the same ones, are the same coordinates, the first 2 coordinates on it.
All right, so stay on with me, and we'll look at it and talk it through. Okay, I will be more specific. Does anybody have questions that can benefit the whole class, or are they just personal questions? So take your hand down if it's personal, like something with your assignment or your work. Okay, Nellie? No? Okay. All right, guys. Well, I am going to let you go. Remember that I have my office hours, the interactive notebook, lessons from yesterday. All of those things are here to help assist you if you get stuck. So please come see me in Zoom, send me an email, and use that interactive notebook in my Bitmoji classroom. I've updated it, and there's something for coordinate grids in there. All right, guys. See ya.
So
Stay
far,
on if you need me.
so far, look at my back.
That's adorable, Lily. I love it.
Miss Alphonse.
All right, hold on.
Hi.
Bye. Okay. Let's go through our friends, and I will come to each of you. So I'm just going across my screen. Cullen, can I help you? I think he's just frozen. Okay. Samantha, can I help you?
Is it time for the break? Because you ended math early.
So right now you can get started with your math work, and then you also do have a break, and then you'll get back on at 10:15 for ELA. Thanks. All right, Elliot.
I forgot if I shared my thing to you already.
Okay, so in the directions, it does not say you need to share it with me. What does it tell you to do to turn in your work?
Take a screenshot and submit it.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll see if I did that.
Good, thank you. All right, Samira.
I'm near McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, you're near McDonald's, so very nice.
And,
you kind of have
and also, I think it's called a bird's eye view.
Bird's eye view. Yep, I've totally heard it being called that too. Great.